What is going on, guys? What is going on? Welcome to this week's episode 105.
You got it.
Yeah.
I am Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Hey guys, it's Nate.
And I'm Scat.
And we are the STS Guys, a weekly podcast where we talk about anything geeky, nerdy, and cool. What is going on this week, guys?
Oh, it's been a week.
It's been a couple weeks again.
It's been a couple weeks. Yeah, it's been.
We've all been staying busy.
Yeah, life got in the way last week, but that's okay.
Damn us all traveling.
I know, it's crazy, right? Like I said, we get, like I said, like when we actually say it's been a week, it's actually been a crazy week, couple weeks probably. I think between all four of us here. So, like I said, who's Nate? You probably have some of the most interesting stories.
Yeah. So last week, I got to do some international traveling with my fiance, and we ended up going to Ljubljana, Slovenia, which I didn't even know was a place until we started looking it up for this trip. But ended up being, so we flew into Venice, which was really cool, Venice, Italy. We rented a car. The car was same side of the road as US, so no crazy driving there. We got like a Fiat 500 something. Drove that like 2.5 hours to Ljubljana. Yeah, 2.5 miles.
This is you drove 2 miles.
Tiny trip.
2 miles from Venice.
We rented the car for 2.5 miles.
Totally worth it.
Yeah, totally. So we went 2.5 hours to Ljubljana and stayed there for 3 nights in this really awesome Airbnb. Ended up being like one of the most beautiful countries I've ever seen. We went up into the mountains and did some hiking and kind of just drove around everywhere. We checked out these Postojna caves, which are really famous caves, huge underground cave system. I mean, if anybody ever is going to travel international, I really recommend it. It was cheap. The food was really good. We had an amazing time. And then we spent probably 2 nights in Venice, Italy. And that was really cool. Super old, place, just tons of history there. It's crazy how everything's on the water. That just kind of blows my mind when you're walking around. There's no trees, there's no grass, there's no roads. It's just water everywhere. It's kind of crazy. And to top it all off, when I got home, I had some pretty cool mail. I had picked up some New York Comic-Con figures from NECA and Mezco. So I did some unboxings of those. If you guys are interested, check out the channel. I'm going to be posting the first one probably tomorrow and then a few more throughout the week, but of New York Comic-Con exclusive. So I had a pretty epic 2 weeks, I got to say. Who else has a story for us?
Well, before we go on to that, like honestly, also when I was like looking at your Instagram with your pictures of Slovenia, like I had 2 thoughts in my head. I'm like, whoa, that's pretty awesome. And then second thought, whoa, Nate's gonna get murdered because this looks exactly like the pictures from Hostel.
Yeah, I was just saying, like that it's like this is the beginning of a horror movie. Yeah. Like where everything's still nice out, but you're like, that farmer looks a little weird.
This could turn south really fast.
Yeah, it's the constant in the back of your mind. There may be something afoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the worst part is on the way there, I'm watching a movie. You can watch movies on American. They have like this Wi-Fi service. And sure enough, I decided to watch Hotel Mumbai, which is a horrible mistake because if you guys haven't seen that before, it's about this hotel in India, and these guys come in there with assault rifles and just literally start killing everyone. So I watched that on the way there. I'm like, oh, great. I hope this doesn't happen on my trip.
Yeah, that's a great vacation movie. Well done. Good choice.
But luckily, I made it out there alive. Everybody actually was really nice there. I didn't really have any issues. So knock on wood, it went pretty solid.
Well, Nate didn't get murdered, so that's a good thing.
I'm still alive. I'm here on Saturday.
Always a plus.
But it was a really fun time.
That sounds like amazing. So, awesome. Congrats on your trip. Like I said, it was great living vicariously through your Instagram account. Like I said, some awesome pictures. Like I said, and like I said, you didn't die. So
yeah. I have to interject here though, because Nate, you did make a really good point that I need to comment on. Is the car that you rented and the whole they drive on the same side of the road that we do? Because honestly, if I ever had to drive like on the opposite side of the road, I was watching like a show on Nat Geo or something like that, where there was, they were in one of those countries and they were driving on the wrong side of the road. I was like, good God, I would get in a fucking wreck immediately.
So
Yeah.
I tried it for a day. So when I was
like, nope.
I'm like, nope, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah, I think I know you have to drive that way in London. I don't ever want to drive on the other side of the road because it just, I don't know, it's just so backwards to me. I feel like I would get in an accident too easily.
No, because like my muscle memory would take over and I'd go on the right side of the road.
Exactly.
Like I'd be like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to go. Like I know it's the first left turn I ever make. I'd go too far out and into the wrong lane.
That, and then when you're taking right turns, it feels like you're gonna flip over the car. Like it's like the weirdest feeling in the entire world.
Like this is too wide of a right turn.
Well, I said that up front because that's the first thing somebody asked me, like, oh, you rented a car there? Did you have to drive on the wrong side of the road? I think there's this big assumption that in most of UK it's like that, but actually in most of UK it's like the US. Well, there's only very small select parts that are on the other side.
You mean EU, not UK?
Yeah.
Oh, UK. I mean EU, whatever, you know. European Union.
European, yeah. So, yeah, it's just something you said it, and I was just laughing because I literally was thinking about that just a few days ago watching a TV show, being like, God, that seems dangerous. But, like, I guess if you're grown up with it, it's fine. But, yeah, for someone like me, like, I will kill somebody if I ever drive in, in the UK. Like, someone will die if I'm around because I am not good enough to remember.
Were you... Remember our friend from, was it Bulgaria? Veselin came to visit, and he drove us to lunch in his rental car one day. I know Jeremy was there. It was,
we all almost died.
He was being a good guy by volunteering to drive us, but my God, it was scary. So yeah, I assume it would be exactly like that for us driving on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah, just everyone would be on that shit handle, and I guess on that they'd be on this side.
Yeah, the other hand. See, you already messed it up, Scott.
Another thing, like most of the cars there are manual, so that's another you have to shift with your left hand. That would be so weird to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
I don't have the coordination for that.
No. I'm definitely getting in a wreck.
Yeah. Need a check? One fall, that's all.
Learner is the way to go.
977-1990.
Oh my God.
Hey, you know what? That's advertising that works.
Yeah, I was going to say, advertising works.
So anybody on here that's lived ever in Arizona can tell you exactly where Shanko is located. Like you can just be like, "Where is Shanko?" And they're like, 1 mile south of
Bell Road.
Scottsdale Road, yeah.
Scottsdale Road, Tacoma, 1 mile south of Bell Road.
Hey, man, you're not allowed to talk about Shane Company on this podcast because we're London Gold family. It's the best.
Oh, God. Anybody else have a good It's Been a Week story?
Mine's not as good as Nate's, but last Saturday I went to a indie wrestling event and I met Mankind. Mick Foley, Dude Love, Cactus Jack, whatever you want to call him. But I met Mick Foley. He was really cool. He signed like 2 posters for me that they just gave me for free, which was a nice bonus. Took a picture with me, which I didn't love, so I didn't really post it except for on my story.
Your jazz hands one?
Yeah, I'm doing like the hand thing, but I'm kind of bent over because he's sitting down. Like I feel like I look like I'm surfing. So
he's like,
yeah, I put it on my story because I wanted to share it, but like I didn't post on my regular Instagram or
so
Facebook
now that we've made fun of it though, you gotta post it up. I'm sorry, you have to do it.
Yeah, I'll post on the STS Guys story. But it was weird. But
everyone has to see Larry surfing with Mick Foley.
It could end up being another purple couch that blew up. You know?
Yeah, it's not. The lighting's bad too.
Yeah.
The lighting was bad. It wasn't that good of a picture. I will post it again though. But yeah, so I met him. He signed 3 things for me and took a picture. Great deal, great value. But most importantly, he signed my Mick Foley pop for my signed WWE Funko Pop collection.
So how many up to you now, Larry?
Dude, I don't even know. Well, I might because I actually moved him to be right behind me right there now. Hold on.
He's got a pretty epic sign collection now.
It's only 6. I've got 6 signed WWE pops without trying very hard.
Yeah. My favorite still is the Jake the Snake, only because of the story that came along with it.
Yeah, that one's one of my favorites too.
The Snake.
But I also have Zack Ryder.
You got some premium signatures there. You know, you may only have 6, but you have some choice ones.
Yeah, they're pretty.
You
cool.
do got
I
some
like
great ones. Mick Foley is a good addition.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it
that's
was
pretty
kind of
solid.
a no-brainer as soon as it popped up on my Facebook sponsored ads. Thanks, Facebook. They're like, you might like this. And I'm like, I do like this.
I do indeed.
So it worked.
They know you so well.
Yeah.
Right? Better than I know myself.
They're like wrestling signatures, Larry.
We heard you a couple of hours ago, talking about
that's
No.
exactly what it was.
Here's the thing. Like I said, joke everything about those algorithms is that do that type of stuff. Like I said, in my feed, I had midget wrestling pop up. Like I would be totally into midget wrestling.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Jeremy, you're into this.
There was a sponsored ad for midget wrestling. I'm like, I would go to midget wrestling.
That's
That's amazing.
I have to think about it.
It's really like you got to give them credit. Like it's really smart. Or even sometimes like the random like T-shirt ad or something that would pop up that would be never something that I look for on my own. But it's like that shirt is pretty cool. Like I might buy it if it wasn't like $35. It's totally right.
Thanks, Etsy store.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Oh, good God.
And this
That's
is
a good
no,
story,
so-
though.
so-
That's
so-
a good story.
Was
Yeah,
it
it
just
was-
like a signing event, Larry? Or did they actually do any like have wrestling or anything going on?
So they did, but Ian was sick, so I ended up going by myself, and I came back home rather than stick around. But it was like like an hour and a half before the actual wrestling event was the signing that started, and it took the entire hour and a half for me to get through that line. So the wrestling was just starting when I finished up. So I hung out for a minute or two, and then I decided I would just go home. So, sorry, independent wrestlers. You look like fun. Maybe next time.
And you're really there for like the signature.
I was really there to meet the one guy. So
Yeah.
mission accomplished.
You got that done, and then it's more of just like a courtesy to hang around and just like,
Yeah.
this is cool too.
Yeah, I mean, I paid for the ticket
It's-
and
I
stuff. So
guess
they
this
got my
is
money.
fun.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
So,
How
Jeremy,
about you
what
guys?
about you?
I got nothing. I said I've been,
Ah,
I got literally said between like such just like a crazy work schedule and going back and forth between California and here. Like it's nothing much going on yet. I said I'll have a story in 2 weeks when I get to meet Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes in person.
oh yeah, awesome. Your
So
your
anyways.
trips aren't going to mess that up, right? You're okay.
They almost did.
Okay. Whew.
Yeah, they almost did, and I had to like beg, plead, and borrow to get home on the 31st. I get home like on midnight on the 31st. So
Oh,
shit.
all right. Cool. Well, I'm
So-
glad you get to because you get to watch the movie too, right? The Jay
Yeah.
and Silent Bob reboot. Yeah. So and then meet them afterwards. That'll be really cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you should have a
Sweet.
pretty good story for us then after that.
Tyler Calvert loved Jade Silent Bob reboot. Yeah, I cannot wait to see it. Like I skipped the Fathom event. I skipped everything else just
Yeah.
because I actually want my first time viewing it to actually be with them. So
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm super excited about that event coming up.
Yeah. Very cool. How about you, Scott? Anything cool?
I got nothing. See, while you guys were doing all your fun adventures, I was the
I know.
one sitting at home
Yeah.
going, I wonder where these guys are going.
I know. I know. I did feel bad because we canceled the podcast last week but Scott was like the only one that was around.
Yeah, I was like, do I try to do it myself? But I'm not that funny.
Scott, you're hilarious. Oh, that
Yeah, I
reminds
try
yourself.
to, but I do not think I could
Dude, it's
hold an
hard,
hour-long
man.
conversation with myself.
We've done I think we each did a live stream, right? Like an unboxing one or something by ourselves. It's hard to talk by yourself
It is.
for 20, 30 minutes. It feels like it's taking forever. And then you just feel like you got to wrap it up. So it's hard, man. But yeah,
Plus-
it's okay.
Plus, if it's just me, it's going to devolve into a rant at some point, and it's just not going to be there.
No, I agree. But it's okay to miss a week every once in a while. We just happened to miss last week.
Yeah.
But next week's going to be fun.
Next week
It
will be
is.
fun.
Is it getting close to Halloween?
It
It's-
is
it-
getting
it-
close
it
to
is
Halloween.
It is Scott's favorite holiday.
What are we doing for
Well, speaking of rants, I gotta go on a quick rant. Like this year, like I said, I wanted to be the cool guy. Like I wanted to hand out like to the full size candy bars.
oh, nice.
I actually went and bought the full size candy bars. But then I said I ended up having to travel for work during the 31st.
So you've got a
So
whole
you
bunch
can you
of
can
king-size
you can
candy
send your
bars.
wife to hand out the full size candy
but
bars.
I wanted to be the cool guy.
I know.
But see, it's not about being the cool guy. You're establishing yourself as the cool house.
Yeah.
So you've already established that.
I know. I just said I wanted to be there.
Yeah, you do need to get the face with the kids because then they're not going to egg your house.
Shit.
Yeah.
This guy's got full-size bars.
Yeah.
Full size
No.
Sour Patch, full size like chocolate
Nice.
bars. I got like full size everything.
So
That's the
you're
house we
just
respect.
you're establishing your house as the house not to get fucked with on Halloween or
Yes.
any other time of the year.
Exactly.
Kids will
This is
protect
gonna
your
be
house. Like,
yeah,
dude,
they're gonna be like,
he gives away a full size. Leave him alone.
yeah, like
Leave them alone.
I'm gonna go take a piss on his lawn. They're like, nuh-uh, that's the full size candy bar
not
guy.
that one. The guy on the right
Neighbor.
is the one
Neighbor.
with the fun size.
He's the one that gave out toothbrushes. Fuck that guy.
Oh yeah, but okay. So Scott, speaking of that, like, so I've never lived in a neighborhood that's been like so close, like knit together with another. So there's like an internal Facebook group for our neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
And so they actually have a trick-or-treating map where you basically pick the color of the pumpkin that you place on your house to figure out if you're handing out allergy-free, something that's not candy, or basically candy. And so there's a map of basically that you go, actually, all the kids will go around.
Good.
Part of
Yeah,
the
so, and this is
That
what
sounds
this
so
is what
random.
happens when you live in a hipster city. Honestly, like
I saw that on our Facebook, our HOA Facebook group too. It's a thing now.
You're fucking kidding me, Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Like-
thing, dude.
I'm like, why can't I just go back to being scared of my neighbors like I was in my last?
I know,
Yeah, like that guy. Yeah, like they could
right?
potentially just steal my child when it goes to ring the doorbell. Like, that's
Hey, your neighborhood's your old neighborhood's on the up and up. There's a Sprouts over by where you used to live now.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly where.
Wow.
Like Baseline, I think, and something.
I'm still getting over the fact that people have like allergy free. Like, what are you giving out for allergy free?
It's,
Like-
well, it's either no peanuts, right? So no peanut butter stuff, or you give out like a little toy. That way you know you're not allergic because it's
Yeah.
plastic.
So yeah, it's like non-candy things. Like,
Yeah.
no. So okay, we're gonna continue this discussion next week because
Got to do some research.
Yeah, no, we got to do some research. I got to look in my neighborhood now. Like, this is definitely some prime Halloween episode stuff. So let's honestly, we're tabling this for next week.
All right.
'Cause
So
good
speaking
God,
of
fair
next
enough.
week,
good God,
are we going to watch a horribly awful Halloween movie?
The
You
Talk about
betcha.
it's the most horribly awful.
It's the most horribly awful movie of the year.
It's the greatest worst movie ever.
It's the greatest worst movie ever. They actually made a documentary out of because it is such a shitty movie.
Oh, wow. That's impressive. We're talking Troll 2.
Troll 2.
Troll 2, everybody.
So we don't have 100% of what exactly we're gonna do. I think we were gonna try to Mystery Science Theater it, but
Oh, yeah.
we don't know really how to work that out. There will definitely be some sort of game or some sort of trivia or something like that we'll at least play. But yeah, we're gonna have a full episode dedicated to the wonderful mess that is Troll 2, and then we'll probably
Maybe
be talking some Halloween stories and just talking about Halloween.
Wow,
may-
that's very
Fucking specific as shit.
Halloween stories and, talking
Halloween.
about Halloween.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
What else, Scott?
yeah.
What else are we talking about in this episode?
My balls, I guess. Apparently, I don't know. Like
Halloween.
that's Halloween-y, right?
Costumes, maybe.
It's like costumes.
Oh.
Favorite? I don't know. We'll talk about again. We don't. First off, we don't pre-plan shit. So, like, the fact that we're bringing up stuff now is the most planning that we've done for this. So next week's episode on Saturday.
yeah,
October.
October 26th.
Yes, October 26th. So that
The
week
Saturday
before Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're doing the STS Guys Halloween special.
I'm just excited to be in the same time zone as you guys finally.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Cool.
It actually will be
Yes.
an hour that we can actually do the episode.
Yep. Very, very cool. I was going to say something else. Oh yeah. Maybe we can do like a giveaway or something in the chat. I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can get like a horror Halloween-y kind of pop or something, and maybe we'll do like a little giveaway or two in live next Saturday. That would be fun.
So, as is tradition with our specials, we'll do something good. We'll again, we don't pre-plan anything because we're really bad at it. So we're
typically when we don't plan, like I said, it works out even better.
Yeah.
So as in tonight.
I feel like that's what we're doing right now. But we have a plan.
We do have a plan.
Before we get to that plan, Scott, there's a very important question in the chat that I don't know the answer to from Night Bodega. Can you throw that up on the screen for me, please? Night Bodega asks, guys, what happened to the STS posters? I don't know the answer. Jeremy, what happened to the STS Guys posters?
No, so I have them. I honestly have them all like packed and everything else like that. I just gotta mail them out. I've had like an insanely crazy work schedule.
Jerry's been very busy.
Jeremy's been traveling ever since episode 100 for the most part.
Yeah.
And a reminder, Jeremy's the only one of the four of us that isn't in Arizona, so it's not like he can just be like, here, guys, take these posters and mail them out.
Yeah.
They're in Texas. We're not.
No, here. They're actually, I was actually packing them. So if you look right there, like, so that's a whole stack of the posters because I was actually sitting on my couch actually packing the posters the other day. So
nice.
They're there. They are here. They're packed. They just need to be mailed out.
The answer is
so
they're on
soon.
the way.
Soon
so,
they'll be on their way.
Yeah, they'll be mailed out probably here in 2 weeks because I'm traveling for work for the next 2 weeks. But after that, they will be mailed out. I promise.
Yeah, that's fair. Thanks for the update, Jeremy. I'd been meaning to ask you that too.
Yeah. No,
somebody else asked me on Twitter. And I'm like,
I
don't know.
I feel bad. It's like I didn't. I said,
dude, work and you've been out of.
Don't feel bad.
Yeah, don't feel bad. You've been out of town, so it's okay.
The keyword is giveaway. We're getting them to you guys. They are awesome coming. Posters. You guys are going to be happy when you receive them. So just bear with us a little bit longer, and you'll have them.
To be fair, I can't do this.
Yeah, I know.
My space that has it for it.
Yeah,
as I'm like,
not to make Jeremy feel bad, but I bought a frame for mine, and I don't have mine yet either. So
yeah, so
same thing. Like I'm ready. Mine might go right there. I haven't decided yet.
I have that. I also have a. I bought Jeremy a while ago a little Jay and Silent Bob.
There it is, displayed on the wall.
Oh, there it is.
Oh yeah, cool. So, I see it in the middle.
So when I bought Jeremy that Jay and Silent Bob zombie poster, I bought one for myself. It has to go up as well. So I got some more posters coming up as well. But yeah, I'm waiting for the STS guys because there will be one probably right about there. I'm thinking.
Wow, a sneak peek of Jeremy's van cave. Yeah, this area is pretty massive up here.
It's pretty cool.
He's got a pretty epic man cave.
It is. I love the fact that it's the loft too, so you're up above. I love that.
Yeah, I always wanted a loft.
Same here.
Lofts are cool.
Lofts are cool.
So cool. So we've definitely spent way more time talking about nothing. I did want to get into something because we had talked about it before the movie showed up as something we're waiting for. El Camino finally came out. Obviously last week we didn't talk about it, so we need to talk about it this week. We're all Breaking Bad fans here, so I want to get your guys' thoughts on El Camino and kind of just like let's take some time. Let's go over kind of what that movie means because I think there's a lot of stuff that could come from it.
Yeah, this is like a surprise. Like a lot of people didn't think Breaking Bad would ever come back. The show's been gone for I don't even know how long now, but I think
5 or 6 years, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's been a while.
Yeah.
And we're all kind of just moving on with our lives, and all of a sudden you hear El Camino's coming out. What's that all about? So at first I got to say I was a little skeptical, like, just leave it be. It ended the story well. But I will say we never got to hear what happened with Jesse. Well, and I've always kind of wondered what his story ended up being. And El Camino answered that for us in pretty unique ways. I thought they did a really good job with the source material. I will say one thing. I wish I would have probably watched like the last couple of episodes before I had watched El Camino because it literally picks up right where the show leaves off. And unless you know kind of what was going on with Jesse, or you can try to remember it real quick, you're going to be missing some pieces of that story, I think.
Yeah. Well,
oh, go ahead, Scott.
I was just saying that is my point exactly. Like some of the things was like, wait, were those guys? Those guys were friends? Like I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
There's a lot of times where I was like, wait, what? Okay, all right. I guess they're gonna go forward with that. Like I can't remember. It's been years. So
See, I rewatched the entire series.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Like I said, well, I've had some air travel. I've had some free time in the air. I think that's actually my one criticism about the movie is I wish it didn't pick up exactly right when the series ended, just because of all the characters have aged so much.
Oh,
Yeah.
Basically, they've aged so much. Like it just,
especially Jesse.
no. So Jesse and Meth Damon.
Yeah, fat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meth Damon. I was like,
Dude.
he got fat. Like, yeah. Like, so Tyler just brought it up. Like, he gained some weight. Like, he gained some cheek weight. And
it's for the thing. I can say fat because I'm fat. So
yeah, I'm a fat guy. I know what happens when you put on some weight. It comes right in the cheeks. So I got the little, the cheekies here. Yeah, like that was the first thing I noticed. I was like, wow, he's like, I know they did a good job of like using makeup to de-age him, but like the weight was very noticeable that it was.
Yeah, and there's very few shots of like his whole body, I've noticed it's a lot of close-ups of his face as even in his apartment. It's him like making food and it's close up, and it's him sitting down eating food. There's not like a whole lot of like shots of him walking around, I noticed.
So going into that though too, because his character, when did he become like the teenager that lives on his own? Like in the series, he was always like kind of like I feel like his character is different in this when he's by himself. He's like, yeah, check out my room. It's pretty badass, isn't it? We're like, was that his character? Like, I know he was with the like white supremacy guys, like when he wasn't with Jesse by himself, but like I thought that he was a very different character in this than he was in the show.
See, I don't think he's necessarily a different character. I just think that now we see some of the reasons behind some of his oddities.
Yeah, right.
Like, just like I said, the whole situation, the whole backflash of basically that situation that Jesse had to help him with, in regards to like, oh, what'd that lady do? Oh, I don't know. She was really nice. I liked her, but I had to kill her.
Yeah, she was honest to a fault, and she found my money. Like, so she's dead.
He was always kind of a weird guy,
He was always a weird guy.
That killed that kid, right? And really made Jesse and Walter kind of like not trust him because like, whoa, this guy's willing to just kill a kid easily.
Yeah, when he killed Jesse's girlfriend.
True. Yeah.
Right. That I remember that. Like again, like you guys are right on. I wish I would have rewatched a little bit of it because there's a lot I didn't remember, but I still really enjoyed it.
Yeah, when we started it, I was watching it with my fiance because she had watched the show with me. She's like, man, I really hope they do a recap. I'm like, I'm sure they will. And then
Nope.
5 minutes later, I'm like, nope, never mind.
So
they did do a recap.
Yeah, when I played mine, it had like a recap.
It had like a 5-minute recap. Like
no, mine didn't.
It's still, but to be fair, the recap really didn't go into like a lot of the specifics. Like I forgot about how long he actually spent in the like pit and with them like chained up making the meth. Like I forgot that a lot of that whole like a lot of the shit that they did to him, and that recap went by it so quick of like, oh, here's some of the stuff they did to him,
Yeah.
Nope.
It was like a 5-minute recap.
There was a recap though.
I'm with
Like,
Larry.
when
I didn't. Maybe it's just something that I must have skipped through. I don't know.
No, I mean, Nate, I'm pretty sure we would have saw it. Maybe it's just selective on like what device you were watching it on or something.
Yeah,
that's really weird.
Mine flat out. Yeah, when I started it, there was a whole
It even said
recap
previously on Breaking Bad, and then
no, Jeremy, I'm with you. Like, it was
I would have watched
flat
that.
out. Yeah,
it's like even that would have been something.
That would have been enough.
The chat has said that they had a recap as well. So, so Jeremy and I are not crazy. There is an official Breaking Bad recap.
Well, and I downloaded it because I was traveling, you know, so maybe
maybe
it
you
didn't
want.
download the recap.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, I'm
Weird.
playing it. I'm playing it right now. I
Larry's
want to
like,
see
I
this
wanna see
recap.
fucking recap.
Yeah, like I want this recap. It wasn't a good recap, but it was a recap.
It was a recap, but it was a long recap.
It was long. It was decently long, but it didn't have like.
Yeah,
I
no.
really wish it had like a narration to be like, so here's what happened in the last season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I swear.
And I
Because
don't
I forgot about
And-
all the people that.
Well-
like I said, I know his name is Todd, but I'm going with Meth Damon for the rest of the time. Like I forgot about like Meth Damon and his what is it, uncle, and his whole cohort. Like everything that they did. Like I forgot about a bunch of the shit that they did.
Yeah. And not Larry. Jesse is locked up because they want him to make the blue meth still.
Yeah.
And they don't have Walter to deal with, so they hold him hostage, and that's kind of why so in the movie, you know, you find out that he got tortured, he's got scars all over his face, he's got scars on his back, so he must have been there for a long time, you know. And then we don't really get to see exactly what happened, but we kind of see who was holding him and how it kind of ties back into the story a little bit later. So I thought that was kind of cool. Sort of picks up what happened with Jesse, because you just assume that, okay, he's just going to be a workhorse for, I don't know, until they're done with him and they kill him or something else happens. I wish they would have kind of covered how he got away from Todd, though, because they show us him with Todd the whole time, and then all of a sudden it just stops that story.
Didn't Walt do something?
Yeah, Walt's the one that, again, in the recap you would see like Walt basically he tells him like either kill me or get the fuck out of the way, and then he takes the car, right? And he takes that El Camino and drives off.
Jesse chokes out Todd.
Yeah.
Like in the last episode of Breaking Bad, Jesse chokes out Todd because Jesse's in the handcuffs still, and so he freaking chokes out Todd.
Yeah. And then confronts Walter, that's how he has Todd's El Camino.
I was wondering how he got Todd's El Camino.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Because it's called El Camino. It's like, okay, we're just going to learn the story of how he acquired the El Camino.
Which is surprising. Okay, so it's called El Camino. That El Camino plays in the story up until the first 30 minutes of the movie.
And then it's kind of gone.
And then it's gone, and it never comes up again.
So so there's that, and then there was a whole bunch of stuff that they showed in that trailer that never popped up in the movie at all. Like I was waiting for the whole police interrogation scene of Skinny Pete, and it never happened.
Oh yeah.
Right, and because it's on Netflix, it's not like we have deleted scenes.
Yeah, that's a deleted scenes and nothing. I'm like, so like out there's a version of this movie that has Skinny Pete getting interviewed by the police.
Yeah.
And okay, so let's go into the movie. Good job on Skinny Pete, because I've always thought of him as kind of like slightly inept, but like his plan for like, hey, Badger, take the car, drive as close to Mexico as you can, and then bail out. And then you take like Badger's car, and I'll keep the El Camino. And when they come, I'll be like, "Yeah, he stole my shit." Like after we smoked a bowl, and I passed out.
He sold it to me. Give me some cash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Like
plan.
He literally has like on the fly comes up with a plan of like, here's how I'm gonna get out of it, which to him gets him off scot-free. Right? There's like really nothing they can do to him.
All right. So speaking of that, though, like I said, so there was a very just because I've rewatched the series. So there's a very specific moment in Breaking Bad of basically Skinny Pete and Badger talking about basically a Star Trek episode that they wanted to create. So they talk about how big of Star Trek fans they are, right? So it was awesome to see them actually bring basically a conversation that they had of basically being Star Trek fans back into El Camino, because in Skinny Pete's house, he had basically the Star Trek captain's chairs and like all the volumes of Star Trek in the background.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, you think these guys that are like kind of tweakers, you wouldn't expect them to have the nerd shit that they do. It was amazing to see Skinny Pete having all that shit in the house. Plus, I didn't realize Skinny Pete had hair under his beanie. Like when he took his beanie off and gave it to Jesse, I was like, wait, Skinny Pete has hair?
That's one of the few times we see him without a beanie in that show.
Right.
Yeah,
that was good.
He made me wish that he was more, used in the movie. Like it was kind of sad that he only had that small little scene.
I want a continuation.
So
show
Yes, a spin-off.
of Badger and Skinny Pete.
That would be awesome.
Like I said,
I'm going to call it. I want it Petty Crimes with Badger and Skinny Pete.
That would be fantastic, actually.
If they do anything, that one seems kind of likely.
Yeah. I mean, Netflix could totally do that.
Yeah, like I said that before that I want a continuation with those two. I after watching this movie, I still want it. Like I would love to see them trying to make money. Like he said, Jesse is Skinny Pete's hero, right? Like so, I want them to be like, we're gonna get back into the game, but still them playing video games half the time, like giving each other shit, like the whole like.
Trying to live.
Their interactions together were amazing. I loved the two of them together.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So, do you guys have a favorite scene of the movie? I have one I have one scene in specific. Like honestly, the whole apartment sequence was probably one of my favorite scenes out of the entire movie.
It was so. When he's tearing up the apartment, I love the aerial shot of him like going room to room, and like the way that they shot that of him like tossing the apartment was so well done and unexpected.
Yeah, and even the way they kind of flipped that story, that part upside down, because then they have these cops, quote unquote, come in. You're like, damn, he's fucked. Like, how is he going to get out of this? And then you realize these cops aren't really cops; they're after the money too. And then how he plays off that. It was a really cool scene, really well done, really well played out. I thought it was great too.
So I'm gonna throw out a spoiler thing here for anybody who hasn't seen it. I'm gonna talk about something that happens at the very end. Hockey brings it up. The ending was amazing. Like how what he ends up doing at the end calls back to the beginning of the movie. It's great. But I'll say the quick draw like competition that he sets up with the welder at the end with the hidden pistol that he just fucking unloads on the guy. Well, that was my favorite scene because it shows that he has two guns, right? He goes in and this guy's like, yeah, we're going to do a quick draw competition. You're 22 versus my 44 or my 45. And I was like, he has another gun and he keeps his hand in his pocket that whole time. Like he's got that other gun already trained on the dude. And yeah, as soon as the guy like moves, he just lights him up. Best scene ever.
So cool. Yeah.
It was so well drawn. And you knew what was going to happen when you saw that he never took that hand out of that pocket. And you knew he had that second gun. It was
it's such a brilliant,
well done.
Yeah, such a brilliant way to set up the scene because I'd almost forgot he had the second gun. But to Scott's point, they clearly show he has two.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of up to you to remember he's got that kind of as like
he's got that revolver.
Grace. Yeah. And then he uses it in such a perfect way because he shoots it off when you don't expect it, hits the guy. It's great.
And then he takes the blowtorch to that propane tank or whatever it was and blows up the entire place. That was pretty good.
Clearly he's learning because original Jesse would not have thought to do that. But, after working with Walter.
Yeah, right.
He's learned some science.
Yep. Well, and clean up
Mr. White's science.
Clean up any evidence.
So we've got Scott and Jeremy's favorite scene. What about you, Larry?
Oh man, that one was pretty good. The Badger stuff was really good. How about when he meets up with the guy who ends up taking him to Alaska?
That was cool.
And he Jesse tries to call his bluff when. He gets pissed off that Jesse locks him in. Yeah, in the cop car. Right, he calls the cops on me. Like, you didn't call the cops on me. There's no way. And then the cop pulls up. That whole scene was pretty good too. Because then, like, right in my memory, I'm trying to think. Like, I kind of remember that guy from Breaking Bad, but since I didn't get the recap, I'm like, I don't exactly know who that guy is.
So that guy, Jeremy, you watch it. You'll have to remind me. Do we actually ever see him in it, or is he just kind of mentioned as the guy that they miss?
No, we see him because it's at the very end when Walt is down there with Saul, because basically he's like, hey, you're gonna have to share the room for a while and lay low until I can get you both out of here. But I already have someone down there, and it's Saul that's down there. Okay. That's the one time that you actually meet that guy in person.
Okay, because I was gonna say he looks familiar, but I couldn't remember if you actually see him. But the whole van thing. When I saw that van, I was like, God, I remember that van. But
did they show
not going back from the show, I was like, fuck, I can't remember half of this shit.
I like the actor though, because I've only seen him. I haven't seen him in much, but he was in Jackie Brown. He
Yeah,
played a big part in that, and he was
Remember,
really good in that.
I call him discount. Like they wanted R. Lee, but he had already died, so they got somebody that kind of looked like R. Lee,
who just died.
Yeah, who died the day the movie came out?
The movie came out.
Yeah,
So crazy. Rest in peace, that guy.
That was a cool scene, though. You know, he's
Yeah,
paying him
I thought it was fun.
$125,000, and then he's like, "Nah, you're short 1,800."
he's like, yeah, you already owe me 125.
And then Jesse's like, you didn't call the cops, man.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let you hang up like that. And then they show up outside. That was cool.
Right, but it's like $1,800, man, and you won't just won't give him a break. He's paying you $248,000.
Yeah. To his point, though, I love the fact that Jesse makes a very good argument for why he shouldn't have called the cops.
Oh yeah,
That's
absolutely.
true.
Right, like his whole like bag of money shit, and the fact that the cops show up and he goes and the guy reminds him, he's like, "Get your bag of money," and he runs back and grabs it.
Yeah, clearly he didn't want Jesse to be caught. He was just making a point. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to
He
deal with
wasn't making a point like go get me the $1,800 and we'll talk.
Right. Yeah.
But
All
the
good
guy is
collections.
the guy's good at what he does because I mean it ended the series with him bringing Jesse to Alaska, which is why, like I said, it was great. It was that conversation with Mike, right? Like, what would you do if you were young and could start over? And he's like, Alaska. And fucking Jesse goes to Alaska. So
Yeah.
Like,
if you want to disappear, it's the perfect place to go.
so, Nate, what about yours? Like, say, what do you got?
I'm going to pick my favorite scene, even though those are all really great ones. I'm going to pick the scene where we finally get to see Walter come back.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a throwback moment with Jesse and Walter in the cafe together, and they've got their camper.
Season 1, right?
Yeah,
like
season
back
1.
to season 1.
It just made me really want to rewatch the show. It was a cool like throwback scene. There's so many like good little Easter eggs for longtime fans, people that really appreciate it. And I think this is what it's made for. So being able to see Bryan Cranston come back, and just in that small scene, that it really made me like love the dynamic between those two characters and what they had created together in the show and why it made it so good. I love that scene. It was really cool.
Like you can't not smile when Bryan Cranston shows up against it's Walter White. There he is. Right,
and
like
it's
Even the
it's
band's
him as a
movie.
nice guy still trying to talk to him about getting his college degree.
If I remember correctly, I think that's the season where, like, at the end of the season, they just absolutely hate each other too. So
Well, it
was never the same after that.
It's got to be season 1, right? Because it still has they're in the camper with the bullet hole.
I think it's 2.
It's 2.
Or is it 2 that they're at the diner?
Basically, it's that 7 days out in the desert one where they run out of like gas and propane and shit like that.
Yeah.
They have to produce.
Okay, so season. Okay, so yeah, season 2. It's early on, right? Like they're still good, and it's before they reach out to Tuco, right? Because there's
Tuco's dead. Tuco's dead at this point in time.
no, because at that point he actually asked, how long will it take you to sell this meth? And he says like, 6 months.
Because Tuco's dead.
Yeah. I think it's before even introducing them to Tuco. They make
the shit ton. They make the shit ton. How much is it going to take? How long is it going to take you to sell this? Can't you sell all at once?
Yeah.
And then that's when basically, like 2 episodes later than that, that's when they interact with Saul in regards to basically regarding product on hand.
So I'm gonna throw up something Tyler makes.
Tyler just brought up a great point, actually.
Yeah.
How the hell does Saul decide to go to Nebraska and manage a Cinnabon? But Jesse seems like he has a pretty great future.
Yeah. No. So, well, I mean, he's in Alaska where no one gives 2 shits about who you were.
Yeah, but you kind of get the idea that Jesse's just going to go do what he wants. You know.
He doesn't have that much money, but I think like what he has, like we'll say, like what after paying off everything, like $200,000, right? Like, I think $200,000 in Alaska might take you a ways. Like, I don't think the cost of living is that
I'm sure
high.
you can get a nice house for like $50,000. He already had a car. Like, yeah, he's fine.
Right,
like
as part of the money that he paid was a car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he can get a job. Like,
yeah.
Well, speaking of Tyler's comment though, like, are you kind of sad that you didn't see a Saul cameo in this?
A little bit.
But
Yeah.
I mean, it's already established that he pieced out, like, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's gone. Like, he
Well, it could have
disappeared.
been a flashback.
Yeah, it could have been a flashback. It could have been.
A flashback would have worked, but yeah, like, I think,
It probably wasn't necessary because of Better Call Saul.
yeah, like,
If we didn't have Better Call Saul, there absolutely would have been
And
some type of flashback.
I think the way they kind of answered that is with Mike, right? They have Mike at the beginning,
Sure.
who is kind of part of Saul's, story, sort of. If you think that's kind of where Mike was discovered, so I feel like that at least we got a scene with Mike at the very beginning.
So can I say there is a scene that I was kind of sad about in the
Yes.
trailer, again, with the whole idea of Jeremy's point of like Skinny Pete getting interrogated. There's a whole bunch of scenes of Jesse digging something up in the trailer. He never dug anything up in the series. So
No.
like we see him obviously burying the cleaning lady, but like there's not a scene of him. Like I always thought that the money was buried with the cleaning lady that they were setting up. But yeah, like to Jeremy's point, there's a lot of scenes that were teased in the trailer that never showed up in the movie.
Yeah, that's
That
weird.
I was really hoping for.
Because the trailer only came out like a month or two ago. It's not like it was 6 months ago and they were still editing and finishing it up.
Well,
It's
that and
misdirection.
and it's that, and it's not like that it was just a trailer that was made as its own thing either, because a lot of those other scenes from the trailer showed up, like the whole scene, like that one, like the last trailer they released when that Joe the junkyard guy is coming back. Like so that whole scene from when he's watching the TV and sees that hey they're wanting to question Jesse, and when he answers the phone, that scene's in the movie. So
Yeah.
But there's no Skinny Pete interrogation scene in the movie.
Yeah, there's no digging up, and surprisingly, there's no let's cook. Like there was in the trailer, it was like, "Are you ready?" Like I really thought that he was going to go back to like his whole meth days, but he doesn't.
And we didn't even get a science bitch.
Yeah, bitch.
Get anything like that.
He does say a bitch though in that season. When
But
he's
that's the scene with Walter.
in the scene with Walter, he has the buffet and he's like, bitch.
I graduated high school, bitch.
Well, he does that, but he says, yeah, bitch, when he's putting all the cheese and the fruit on his plate.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's like, yeah, bitch.
But we did get Jessica Jones, right? We got to see Jessica Jones.
Of course we did.
With Kristen Ritter at the end as he's going into Alaska.
If Kristen Ritter wasn't Jessica Jones, do you think we would have got that? Or is that just completely because she's a bigger star now?
She was a major character in his like role. I think regardless
for a short
of her
amount of time, though, right?
No, it was what at least a season. It was like a major plot point, and in one season was his relationship, and the next season was the fact that Walter let her die. Like the whole it played a huge part in a couple of seasons. Like I think regardless, she was going to show up at least in like a flashback of some kind.
Yeah, it was fine. I love Kristen Ritter. I love Jessica Jones, so I was completely okay with it. But I was thinking they're only doing this because she's a big star now.
Well, it was cool. So Bryan Cranston for me was a big unexpected. Like I was like, no, there's no reason for him to come back. So why would he appear? And then they got Jessica Ritter, or no, I'm sorry, Kristen Ritter.
Yeah, you're Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones is messing you up here.
Yeah.
And then they got some cool characters to come back onto the show. That guy, the welding guy, even though he was in the show, I was like, I didn't even recognize him at first. I was like, oh, the welding guy. Okay,
when he was like, oh, it took me a second I was wondering how long it was going to take you to recognize me. I was like, fuck, I still don't recognize you.
Like, wait, who is this guy? Yeah.
Like, I don't recognize who the fuck this is. I was... yeah, like, still, I was like, did he even show up? Maybe, like, it was mentioned. Like,
I didn't know.
The one thing I was kind of sad about is they did kind of confirm that Walter White in the... there's a news thing that says that Walter is in fact completely dead. So it did like really nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
The fact that Walter is gone. There is no continuation for that story. Like Jesse's off in Alaska. Saul is in the Midwest Hawkins Cinnabon. Yeah, Omaha, Nebraska, Hawkins Cinnabon. There is no real continuation of this story once this is done. It is done.
Yeah, I mean, if you were a big fan of Breaking Bad, you can see we all kind of liked it. We all have our favorite moments. Yeah. It was a good plus for extra, for the fans. They gave us a little plus content, right?
So I think the best way to describe it, like, it was really, really good, right? I really enjoyed it, but it was safe. You didn't get any oh my gosh moments. It was just, here's Jesse. Here's what Jesse does to get to Alaska. A couple fun moments in between. There were no aha moments. It was just a nice, safe, fun. It felt like Breaking Bad, and then it was done. And that's probably it.
It was the answer to the fans' one major bitch, right? The major bitch that everyone had was what happened to Jesse after he drives off in the series. And this literally bookends the series. It says, here's everything that you've wanted to know. Here it is. It's done.
Yeah. So, it makes me excited for what else we could get like that, like some expansions of the univerce, like what Disney's doing with Disney Plus.
Well,
we might get some expansions on some of our favorite movies.
I want to let's bookend. It's just talking about bookends. Let's bookend that because I don't think we have time to talk about the Disney Plus shit.
Okay,
but I have a question for you guys because obviously there's really not that many more stories in the Breaking Bad universe that we have. But what other series that are over would you guys want a movie to tie up?
Ooh.
Do you have anything?
Firefly?
I didn't watch
Firefly.
They tried that with Serenity, but it didn't really stick. I have one that is interesting because I really didn't even like the show.
What is it? Murphy Brown?
Yeah, Murphy Brown. 100%. Let's go with the movie on that one. No, I have one. It's old and it comes back with the same thing. I would like a follow-up of current times Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Joss Whedon. Give me a movie. Let's see what happens at the end of this.
Rebooting that somehow?
They're rebooting it. Fine, whatever. I want to see give me a movie to finish out the whole thing because it kind of ends on we're gonna do we're gonna solve this whole thing. I want to see that being solved. Give me a bookend. Finish out that series. Don't leave it open like you did on the series.
Yeah. I think an obvious one for me would be Game of Thrones. I would love to see a movie of the prequel, kind of what happened before Game of Thrones.
Or even let's follow Maisie Williams. I can't, for fuck's sake, I can't remember her character name. Arya? There's too many Starks. Arya. Yeah. Let's follow Arya for a movie. And see what happens when she goes across the sea.
Tyler Calvert has a great one. Daredevil.
Yeah, Daredevil.
Ooh, yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, any of those.
Yeah. The scene says Dark Matter. Let's continue that one. I really think that Netflix can step up and grab a bunch of these old movies old movies, old TV shows, and some of these ended on.
Yeah. Well, all right. So is this going to be the new Fuller House? Rather than rebooting the entire show, giving us 4 or 5 seasons, do you think we're going to, because El Camino is popular, do you think there's going to be an influx of these one-off, one and done, TV movie follow-up things?
100%. I really think they're going to make it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think it's absolutely going to happen. That hockey's Hannibal, right? It just when it ends, it's done. But there's still a gap.
I would love to see. I said just because it was one of my all-time favorite TV shows. I said I'd love to see a follow-up movie of The Shield, because
it ended without everything being resolved. It resolve everything.
Yeah, it ended horribly. I said, and then I said, all of a sudden, I said, you just have Vic Mackey by himself. You hear cop sirens, and then it cuts to black. Or you know what? How about the one that pissed everybody off, The Sopranos?
Yeah, I was going to say Sopranos for me. I would love a follow-up with Sopranos. Obviously, James Gandolfini can't come back, right?
But that's okay.
He got whacked,
Yeah,
yeah. Make it him death,
whacked.
Right? The dude that comes in gets him, but nobody else, right? And let's finish off The Sopranos.
Dexter.
Dude. Dexter just needs
to
redemption. for Dexter.
Maybe they could get a redemption that he continues to kill, right? And like he's gonna just keep doing his thing.
That last episode series finale bullshit where he just takes your sister's body out on the
boats into a hurricane. Oh god.
I don't know. That's one that I feel like everybody like ending wise thinks sucks. When you say Sopranos, I think Dexter. So I don't know. Like it's possible.
Sopranos ended really like the whole like cut to black when somebody shows up thing.
Did you guys ever watch the show Nip Tuck back in the day?
No, but I remember it.
A couple episodes. I was never really into it, but
I think another show movie would be Arrested Development.
Finish it off with a movie at the end instead of
that would be cool.
The bad Netflix episodes.
Bring back Weeds for a movie, even though they did the time jump. Do another time jump or whatever and have it be like actual modern day times. I like Weeds.
So that's what I was thinking. Like, I really think that this is going to drive people to look at like some of those old, well-liked series.
Yeah, I think so.
And kind of give let's make a movie that shows like where are they now?
Well, because no one has original ideas anymore. So
no.
You know what? Even the idea of borrowing an old idea and rebooting into a new series or a movie isn't even freaking original anymore. So it's only a matter of time with all these streaming services, everybody just clamoring for content. What's a better way to reboot content than take one of your properties like Netflix did, right? They have Breaking Bad and make a movie, because I guarantee you the views for Breaking Bad went way up before the movie came out, and it's probably way up still. It's just that renewed interest in your property. It's win-win.
Tons of people are going back and rewatching it.
Oh yeah, I almost did, but there's a whole lot of episodes, man. There's I don't know how you did it, Jeremy.
It's rough to go back and watch just for the again, knowing it was coming out, to go back and be like, oh, I can watch 7 seasons of a show?
But you only had like 6 weeks.
I was like, with 6 weeks to watch 7 seasons, I was like, that ain't gonna fucking happen.
That's a big commitment.
7 seasons of what?
Breaking Bad.
It's like 5 seasons.
Well, but they're long, right?
No, 13 episodes.
That's not bad. But yeah, still, whatever. That's too much. I got a short attention span. Like I almost started a year ago, and I'm like, then I looked at 5 seasons and an hour each, and I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, so 5 seasons, and then the 5th season's 16 episodes, I think.
Okay. Yeah. 16 episodes, 5th season. Yep, looking it up. So 5 seasons. Still, that was a lot of TV to watch.
I did
at the hour. Like,
I am impressed,
and a lot of people probably did, but that was not enough for me. But it leads me to need to go back and rewatch, because there's a lot of shit that happened in that I was like, wait, did that happen? And I have to go back and rewatch. So I don't remember that. Let me go watch that last couple seasons to figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
Try to figure out where the discussion with Mike would have happened.
Yeah, sure.
When they're at the river.
All of it, right? All of it. At a minimum, I bet a lot of people watched the last season or the last couple episodes. But like seriously, I'm sure they're onto something. I don't know, like what's Apple got? Apple's cranking out that what is it? The Jennifer Aniston Reese Witherspoon thing, like. I don't know, man. Like, these guys are going to be clamoring for content here real quick. And they're grabbing anything they can.
Speaking of Jennifer Aniston, I want a Friends movie that shows Where Are They Now?
Well, yeah, everybody wants that. Everybody wants that. Did you see Jennifer Aniston? Did you see Jennifer Aniston joined Instagram and posted a picture of their reunion?
Yes.
So
that's as close as we're getting.
Right. But I would like, give me an hour and a half that shows me what's been going on in their lives.
I thought you were going to say you wanted to see Jennifer Aniston in a follow-up movie to Leprechaun.
I would love a follow-up to Leprechaun. That's better than with her in it, not the sequel that we did get.
With her, and just no leprechauns, just her now.
Yeah, her now that she killed the leprechaun, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to follow that character. Or, you know what? Seinfeld. Give me a movie of modern day Seinfeld, right?
No modern day Seinfeld.
They have too much money. They don't need it.
No modern day Seinfeld.
Same with Friends.
Like I know
I
that you
think it's
don't. I
been
know
too
that
long
Jeremy, you're
for
not a
modern
fan.
day Seinfeld.
No, I would love to see what. Just give me an hour and like I said, hour and 15 minutes. Just
They
give me
find
an
a
extended
cell
episode.
phone and scene.
Yeah.
You're right. Well, what would Friends be?
all prior things happen and can be solved with a cell phone.
What would the 90-minute Friends reunion be?
Just
It would be them
so,
going to Starbucks, them like with their iPhones.
Yeah, like no, just them like catching up, right? Like just give me a follow up to some of these series. It really is all I'd like.
Did Ross really marry Rachel?
Yeah, exactly.
That might have
Are
happened
they
for
married?
real. I don't know. Did
Are
get
they
divorced?
married? Like,
One of them has to die, right? Which one
Joey.
dies? Out of the 6,
Joey.
which one dies?
Joey.
Ooh. Joey was. I was thinking it's got to be Phoebe. Joey's like the Rock. You need him, man. He's the backbone of that series.
But with Phoebe, then you also have to you can bring in Paul Rudd. So there's that. Yeah, right. So
You
like,
bring in Paul Rudd.
Yeah, like you kill off the character that brings in the like Marvel character.
Right. Well, then you can't kill off Monica because you need to bring in Tom Selleck.
No, you kill off Tom Selleck.
Or do you kill off Ross? Do you kill off Ross and
Selleck
Rachel is a widow? Because then she can meet new guys, right? 40-something or however old
think
she is.
you kill off you kill off the side character. You kill off Gunther.
No, you got to kill off one of the 6.
No, you kill off the side character. Yeah, no. Jeremy's like, what the fuck are we doing?
Hear me out. This is the last 10-minute weird tangent. Hear me out.
You've dragged us on this with comics. We're going on this with Friends.
So Ross is gone, right? Ross died. Rachel's sad. She doesn't know how to move on. But then she discovers Tinder, and she ends up like swiping right on guys. And the whole 90-minute reunion is like Monica and her trying to find a new date.
This sounds like that Tinder movie we wanted to make.
I know it's all right. My what was the Pina Colada song, right?
Yeah.
It was the updated version of that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like Pina Coladas.
That is the Friends reboot.
There you go. Okay.
Basically the Pina Colada song.
At this point, like we're just gonna devolve into a bunch of bullshit. Larry, I say, do your thing here. Take us out.
All right. So thank you guys for listening. If you like the STS Guys, you should be following us on Instagram. And you can find us at STS Guys. And you can follow us on Twitter because we're at STS Guys. And we're on Facebook at the STS Guys. And I'm Larry from the STS Guys.
Show him like a villain.
And then we know you like Funko Pops because I like Funko Pops. I got some cool Funko Pops. I got that Bat Boy that our friend Tanner designed this week. It's an awesome pop. That is not available at shumistore.com, but a lot of great pops are available at shumistore.com, and you can enter code STS Guys to save 10%. And then I don't want to see you walking around naked. So head over to Animated Apparel Company. So head over to Animated Apparel Company and get yourself a new t-shirt and enter code STS Guys, and you're going to save 10%, and you're going to get free shipping. Animated Apparel Company. It's the best.
It's the best.
Showmaster Larry.
Nice.
Well done.
And don't bother with Podcoin because it's dead.
It's not the best.
Peace, coin.
So
Don't forget, Super Mega Halloween special next Saturday.
Next week.
Come hang out in the chat. There may be prizes.
If you guys want to join along in that conversation, you should watch Troll 2 before next weekend, and you can join along with the fun.
As we basically spend an entire hour making fun of that shit show.
Yes, please. That would be awesome.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That's what everybody's going to be saying when they're watching this.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
It's such a great movie.
It's so bad. It's so fun.
I've never seen it, but I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be totally rad.
I'm surprised you guys didn't watch that for Totally Rad.
So I implicitly avoided that.
Yeah, it was
because
an
I knew we would talk about it with us. Jeremy, knowing you were going to be on this, I knew that we would talk about it. I avoided that like the plague.
Yeah.
They did do a horror movie in their last episode. If you guys want to see it, they talked about Leprechaun. It's a pretty enjoyable episode. You should go check it out.
Yeah.
So I got a quick question. So what made you guys choose Leprechaun?
because I love that fucking movie.
Yeah, it was Scott.
Because Jennifer Aniston
It's-
from Friends is in that movie, and Larry's
Yeah.
like, we gotta watch it.
No,
I didn't even know that until Scott told me, "Hey, let's watch Leprechaun." I'm like, "Okay." It has Jennifer Aniston in it. I'm like, "All right, cool."
I'm down. So one of the things I've been going with trying to pick movies for Totally Rad is trying to pick movies that a lot of people aren't talking about. And there's all, if people do these horror movies, they're always going to go with like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, da 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 da. So I was like, you know what? Leprechaun. Like, we need to do Leprechaun.
Oh, yeah, so I'm surprised you did Leprechaun, not like Leprechaun in the Hood.
So we bring it up. Leprechaun in the Hood, I think, is a little outside of the established time frame rules.
True, it is. Yeah.
So
We're trying to stick to 1980 to 1995.
Yeah, ish.
But with the occasional exception for if there's something we really want to watch. I don't think Leprechaun in the Hood meets that
So,
qualification.
and I
the
think-
first Leprechaun came out in 93. So that was already pushing the limits. I would love to do Leprechaun 3 when he's in Las Vegas, but that's outside of our range.
When I talked to Larry about this episode before you guys recorded it, he had said that Leprechaun in the Hood was the only one they had watched.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
it
We've
makes
all
sense to
seen
start at the
Leprechaun
beginning.
in the Hood.
And I want to rewatch it too because after talking about Leprechaun last night on the Totally Rad Movie Podcast, I want to watch that one. And then I guess WWE Superstar Hornswoggle was in the reboot that they made in 2014, so I want to watch that one too.
So I went back, Larry. To be fair, I went back and rewatched that
Like
Leprechaun
today?
Origins. Yeah, well, I watched what I could of it. It's awful. He's not like the Leprechaun in the other ones. He's more like if Pumpkinhead had a midget child.
Yeah, it's not like real Leprechaun.
It's more like
No.
monster Leprechaun, not like not funny Warwick Davis Leprechaun.
Like Warwick Davis brought Leprechaun to life.
Yeah, like made it funny. Like
how awesome was it when he was doing when he killed someone with a fucking pogo stick?
Yes.
yeah, right. Like
That was awesome.
that guy. Or in the third one where he cuts the magician in half with a chainsaw during like a live performance. Like none of that would have happened with the little monster version in the Origins movie. I see why that one failed.
No, I think I did not like Origins at all. But
No. But
you
to be fair,
you can find out Scott and I's thoughts anywhere you listen to podcast. If you search Totally Rad Movie Podcast, we would appreciate it.
what is that? Episode 5, right?
Episode 5. Oh, and episode 6. We record Totally Rad Movie Podcast every other week. So in 2 weeks, we're going to let you guys choose what we're going to watch next. So on Monday, I'm going to throw up a Twitter poll, and we got 4 choices. We're sticking with like horror movies for Halloween for October, right? Spooky month. So be on the lookout for that Twitter poll. I'll retweet it with the STS Guys account, or you can just go ahead and follow Totally Rad Movie Podcast at Totally Rad Pod. We are on Instagram and Twitter.
oh please, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. Nightmare on Elm Street.
No, so
Yes.
so again, I made the list, Jeremy. So yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street 3 is not on that.
Child's Play, Beetlejuice,
Child's Play 1, Beetlejuice,
Pumpkinhead,
Pumpkinhead, and
something else.
Hellraiser were the 4 that we're gonna go through. So those are the 4 that we've picked.
Oh, I got one for you. I got one for you. Come on. It's on Hulu right now too, so you can totally watch it.
That's always a plus.
Yeah, and it's got. I said it's got an awesome cast because this guy was a squatter, but now I said he was a squatter, but got what's his face in it? Bridges.
Jeff Bridges?
Jeff Bridges.
What horror movie was Jeff Bridges in?
No, not Jeff Bridges. What the fuck is his name? I don't know. I'm drawing a blank.
Just say the name of the goddamn movie.
What?
Wait,
Remember the movie Parents?
No.
Yes.
Like where they're the cannibals.
No, that's a
I
different
don't
movie. I've
remember
heard of.
this movie. Yeah.
Here,
When was it made?
here. It's 1989.
1989, yeah.
I was thinking of Parenthood. That's
No,
totally
no.
different.
Randy Quaid.
Randy Quaid.
Quaid.
Oh.
Randy
I've never
fucking
like I
Quaid.
just googled it. I've never seen anything about this before.
So
I like
well,
Randy Quaid, but who doesn't?
We
That's
do,
great.
yeah.
Randy Quaid, horror and cannibalism. I'm
All
like,
right.
that sounds
No.
like
That just sounds like Randy Quaid,
All
to be honest.
That was probably not going to make the list for next week, but we'll definitely put that on the list for
A future movie,
watch.
yeah.
It doesn't have to be right. We don't have to watch horror movies in October. There are very little rules for the Totally Red movie.
Yeah, like so.
We do-
So for
we do-
anybody who likes old school movies that are just dumb, and you want to hear Larry and I's opinion, and we are planning to have some of the other guys obviously on here as well. So we're gonna bring it in to come. So if you want to hear us talk about some of your favorite '80s movies, and we rate it based on entertainment value, come check us out every other week on the Totally Rad Movie Podcast on the STS Guys channel.
Right, same bat channel,
Same bat time.
I guess.
It's not. It's not the
It's
same
not.
time.
We
have
do
not-
different times every week.
We
but
have
whatever.
not done a consistent time frame with it.
No rules, baby.
So,
All right.
all right,
All
Jeremy,
right,
take us
Jeremy,
out.
close us out.
All right. So for this week's episode 105 of the STS Guys, I've been Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Hey guys, it's been Nate.
And I'm Scott.
And we're the STS Guys. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
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 Excellante.